is not only a great Western, but also marked Clint Eastwood's impressive return to the genre. So what are the familiar faces of the film doing now? Let's find out. In 1985, already an icon of the cowboy film genre, Clint Eastwood continued to affirm his position with Pale Rider. In the film, he played the Preacher, a mysterious gunman who appeared to protect the wheat gold miners from the oppression of powerful forces. This character has the typical Eastwood style, quiet, cold but powerful, becoming one of the most memorable roles in his career. Clint Eastwood, May 31, 1930, is still an immortal monument of Hollywood. At the age of 95, 2025, although he has reduced the frequency of appearing in front of the camera, he has not stopped creating as a director. Recent works such as Cry Macho, 2021, prove that his talent has not faded over time. The film bears Eastwood's mark, both profound, emotional, and maintaining the spirit of an old gunman facing the past. In addition to his film career, Eastwood is also a symbol of the tireless work ethic. He has never truly left Hollywood, but continues to contribute and inspire the next generation. Whether as the Preacher on screen or a dedicated filmmaker behind the scenes, Eastwood remains a living legend of American cinema.
Good. How you doing?
Pal, I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm not doing. I think I'll ever tell anybody.
Really?
It's May 30th.
Yeah, I'm going to give you. Yeah, of course I am. Just tell you're like healthy.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I used to hang out with my grandfather, who was in his 90s, and I thought.
Michael Moriarty, April 5, 1941, who played Minor Hull Barrett in Pale Rider, 1985, had a long career in film and television. His character was an upright man oppressed by powerful forces, but with the help of the Preacher, Clint Eastwood, Hull Barrett finds hope and courage to fight to protect his community. After the success of Pale Rider, Moriarty continued to make his mark as prosecutor Benjamin Stone on the series Law and Order in the early 1990s. The role brought him widespread recognition, but by the mid-1990s he had left Hollywood, partly due to disagreements with the government of the time. Since then, Moriarty has turned to writing and music, two of his great passions. He has published many literary works and is also a talented pianist. At 84, 2025, Moriarty lives a quiet life, away from the limelight. He rarely appears in public, but still maintains his passion for art in his own way. Although he is no longer active in the entertainment industry, his name is still associated with memorable roles, especially in Pale Rider and Law and Order. Carrie Snodgrass, October 27, 1945 to April 1, 2004, the talented actress who played Sarah Wheeler in Pale Rider, 1985, left a deep impression with her natural and authentic acting. The character of Sarah Wheeler is a strong, determined widow who faces threats from those who want to seize the land of the mining community. This role helped her affirm her talent, bringing emotional depth to the film. Before Pale Rider, Snodgrass was famous for her role in Diary of a Mad Housewife, 1970, the film that brought her an Oscar nomination and a Golden Globe Award. After this success, her career had many ups and downs when she temporarily stopped acting to focus on her personal life. However, she still returned to the screen with memorable roles in both film and television. Sadly, Carrie Snodgrass passed away on April 1, 2004 at the age of 57 due to complications from heart disease and liver failure. Despite her early passing, she is still remembered as a talented actress who left her mark through her emotional and realistic roles. Pale Rider and Diary of a Mad Housewife are still typical works that marked her career in the hearts of audiences. Chris Penn, October 10, 1965 to January 24, 2006, is a familiar face in the action and crime film genre, but in Pale Rider, 1985, he transformed into Josh LaHood, the arrogant son of Boscoy LaHood. Penn's character is impulsive, cruel, but also somewhat incompetent, completely opposite to the cold, scary image of the preacher, Clint Eastwood. Although not the main villain, Josh LaHood still left his mark as a typical troublemaker of the Wild West. After Pale Rider, Chris Penn continued to conquer audiences with more edgy roles. One of his biggest successes was Reservoir Dogs, 1992, where he played nice guy Eddie, a sophisticated, fierce, but also colorful character. Penn's career was synonymous with gangsters, corrupt cops, and outlaws, making him a beloved face in the action genre. However, the spotlight did not last forever. On January 24, 2006, Chris Penn was found dead at the age of 40 due to heart disease. His sudden passing left many regrets, because despite his short career, he was still an actor with his own charm, someone who brought authenticity to his gritty roles on screen. From Pale Rider to Reservoir Dogs, Penn had time to make a name for himself in Hollywood's crime and action films. Richard Dysart, March 30, 1929 to April 5, 2015, was a veteran actor who specialized in powerful and scheming roles. In Pale Rider, 1985, he transformed into Coy LaHood, a wealthy and ruthless landowner who would do anything to eliminate small-time gold miners. With his cold demeanor, piercing eyes, and menacing tone, Dysart made Coy LaHood a memorable villain, going toe-to-toe with the preacher, Clint Eastwood. After Pale Rider, Dysart continued his brilliant career, especially with his role as lawyer Leland McKenzie on the series L.A. Law, 1986 to 1994. This role earned him an Emmy Award and established his position in the industry. He also appeared in many notable works such as The Thing, 1982, and Wall Street, 1987, always excellently portraying characters with authority and depth. Dysart passed away on April 5, 2015, at the age of 86, leaving behind a formidable acting legacy. Whether as a ruthless tycoon in Pale Rider, a sharp lawyer in L.A. Law, or a memorable supporting character in many classic films, he always delivered quality performances, helping his name live forever in the hearts of movie lovers. John Russell, January 3, 1921 to January 19, 1991, was a familiar face in the Western genre, known for his tough appearance, majestic demeanor, and deep voice. In Pale Rider, 1985, he played Sheriff Stockburn, a ruthless gunman hired to kill the preacher, Clint Eastwood. Russell's character was not only a corrupt law enforcement officer, but also provided the perfect contrast to Eastwood's Western hero. With his cold eyes and calm demeanor, Stockburn became one of the most memorable villains in the Western genre. Before Pale Rider, Russell had a decades-long career, mainly associated with cowboy films. He became famous for the television series Lawman, 1958 to 1962, where he played Sheriff Dan Troop, a character with a more upright character than Stockburn. He also appeared in classics such as Rio Bravo, 1959, and The Outlaw Josie Wales, 1976, where he continued to show his sharpness and authority. John Russell died on January 19, 1991, but his image lives on through immortal Western films. With his rugged appearance, strong temperament, and excellent ability to transform into roles, he contributed to shaping the image of the American Western man on screen, leaving an indelible mark in the hearts of fans of cowboy films. Sydney Penny, August 7, 1971, is the actress who played Megan Wheeler, Sarah Wheeler's daughter in Pale Rider, 1985. When she joined the film, Penny was only 14 years old, but she played the role of an innocent but curious girl who admired the preacher, Clint Eastwood. The character Megan is an emotional highlight in the film, representing purity in the violent world of the Wild West. After Pale Rider, Sydney Penny continued to achieve success in the entertainment industry, especially with her roles on television. She became famous for her role as Julia Santos in All My Children and Meg Cummings in Sunset Beach. Thanks to her gentle beauty and natural acting ability, she quickly became a familiar face in the long-running television series genre. Although she is no longer as active as when she was young, Sydney Penny is still attached to art, participating in acting and film production. She also spends a lot of time with her family and personal projects. With a career spanning over 4 decades, Penny has proven that she is not only a successful child actress, but also a talented artist with her own mark in the entertainment industry. Doug McGrath, March 13, 1935 to July 16, 2020, was a veteran actor who played Spider Conway in Pale Rider, 1985. His character was a hot-tempered miner who was skeptical of the preacher, Clint Eastwood, but was eventually drawn into the fight to protect his community from the oppression of Koila Hood. With his authentic acting style, McGrath brought a tough but vulnerable image of the Western working class. McGrath's career spanned decades, with a variety of roles in both film and television. He frequently appeared in action, crime, and cowboy films, notably The Outlaw Josie Wales, 1976, Magnum Force, 1973, and Ghosts of Mars, 2001. Although not an A-list star, McGrath was a reliable actor who always delivered impressive performances. Doug McGrath passed away on July 16, 2020 at the age of 85. Although he is no longer here, he is still remembered for his unique roles, contributing to the appeal of many classic films. With his rustic and authentic acting style, McGrath left an impression on those who love Western and action movies. Richard Kiel, September 13, 1939 to September 10, 2014, was an actor whose giant stature, at 7 feet 11 inches, 2.18 meters, made him one of Hollywood's most memorable villains. In Pale Rider, 1985, Kiel played Club, a muscular henchman of the boss Koila Hood. Despite being an opponent of the preacher, Clint Eastwood, Club had a memorable moment when he refused to kill people senselessly, showing more depth than the usual villain. Before Pale Rider, Kiel was famous for his role as Jaws in the James Bond series, appearing in The Spy Who Loved Me, 1977, and Moonraker, 1979. The character Jaws, with his steel teeth and superhuman strength, became one of the iconic villains of the spy genre. He also appeared in numerous films and television shows, including The Longest Yard, 1974, and Happy Gilmore, 1996, where he demonstrated his versatility between serious and comedic roles. Richard Kiel died on September 10, 2014, just 3 days before his 75th birthday. With his distinctive appearance and impressive acting ability, Kiel has carved a lasting impression in film history. Although he mainly played villains, he always brought originality and even a touch of humanity to the characters he portrayed. The cast of Pale Rider has had different turns in life. Some continue to shine, some have left this world. But what cannot be denied is that this movie still lives forever in the hearts of fans. If you love this content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss other interesting stories. See you in the next episode. Hello everyone. Today, we will go back to 1990 with Dances with Wolves, a movie that is not only a cinematic masterpiece but also a beautiful memory for many people. Who remembers Kevin Costner riding a horse on the prairie? The movie won 7 Oscars, reviving the Western genre in an unforgettable way. Now in 2025, 35 years later, the stars of the movie have had different journeys. Some are still shining, some are struggling, and some have passed away. Let's take a look back at them, like reviewing our own memories. Let's start with Floyd Red Crow Westerman, who plays 10 Bears, the majestic and wise Sioux chief. At 54, when he joined Dances with Wolves, Floyd brought to the screen a quiet strength, like a mountain standing firm in the wind and frost. In real life, he was a true warrior, a tireless activist for indigenous rights, a musician with a burning heart. But Hollywood did not treat him fairly. They only gave him familiar roles, monotonous images of Indians, even though his talent deserved more. Floyd's personal life was also full of turmoil. He had a family, children, but his fighting work left him little time for them. His children once said that sometimes they felt like their father was a strange hero, always busy with great ideals. Towards the end of his life, leukemia robbed him of his strength. Floyd died on December 13, 2007, at the age of 71. Do you remember 10 Bears? Does he remind you of someone in your life, someone who was strong but also self-sacrificing?
My name is Floyd Red Crow Westerman. Some of you know me. Most of you see me as an elder who is dedicated to representing the International Indian Treaty Council, human rights for indigenous nations, to the creative spirit in all its wonder, as the vital link.
Next, we talk about Charles Rocket, who played Lieutenant Elgin in Dances with Wolves, a stern officer with a deep, mysterious gaze. When he joined the film in 1990, Charles was 41 years old and had been a prominent star of Saturday Night Live, where he was loved for his comedic talent. But a fateful moment changed everything. A slip of the tongue on live television sent his career plummeting. Hollywood, with its inherent harshness, seemed to never forgive, leaving him with a mental wound that was difficult to heal. Despite having a stable marriage to Beth Krillin, his constant companion, Charles gradually fell into the darkness of depression. His roles gradually decreased, his once glorious aura faded, and he seemed unable to find a way out for himself. By 2005, at the age of 56, he chose to leave his life through a tragic suicide. Charles's story makes us wonder, is life too harsh for talented people? How can the pressures of career and society push people to the brink? Have you ever had someone in your life bear similar burdens?
Good luck. You're walking down the street and you run into your dream date. True? Well, you bet it does, but now it can come true. Thing date. Imagine you can go out with anyone you want. Who would it? Shoot a tiger, ski in the Alps, or just scuba dive and walk through the park with your pockets full of money. It's up to you. Dream date. Truly.
Now, let's move on to Robert Pastorelli, who played Timmons, the jovial coachman in Dances with Wolves that we all love. When he joined the film in 1990, Robert was only 36 years old, bringing hearty laughs with his witty one-liners and mischievous twinkle in his eyes. He was once famous for his role in Murphy Brown, leading audiences to believe that he would have a long and brilliant career. But life was not as simple as people expected. Drugs gradually became a haunting ghost, dragging him down to the depths of despair. Robert's personal life became even more tragic when his longtime girlfriend passed away in a mysterious incident, leaving him with unending pain and lingering doubts. Despite his efforts to get up, he still could not escape that cruel spiral. In 2004, at the age of 49, Robert died of a drug overdose, a heartbreaking end. Have you ever met someone in your life who always made you laugh with a cheerful exterior, but deep inside they were hiding sadness that they never shared?
It's an amazing experience watching this film because there seems to be so much love and care.
It's like, you know, when you first get a script, a lot of times all actors, but you come through and look for your part.
Sure.
You know, and I found myself, well, starting to read.
Yeah.
And we weren't allowed to take him out, so we did hush, hush.
We also cannot forget Maury Chaykin, the actor who played Major Fambrough in Dances with Wolves, is a talented artist with a diverse range of abilities. At 41, he has had an impressive career with many memorable roles. However, Hollywood has never seemed to give him the spotlight he deserves. Despite appearing in many films, his name has never really been put on the top. Chaykin once joked that he was always the man behind the curtain, but perhaps deep down, that made him sad. Born in 1949 in Brooklyn, New York, Chaykin grew up with a passion for the arts. He does not have the handsome appearance according to Hollywood standards, but he makes up for it with his exceptional acting talent. He has transformed into many diverse characters, from humorous to tragic, but is often only given supporting roles. However, with each role, he brings impressive depth. Chaykin's personal life was also full of challenges. He struggled with obesity and diabetes for years, which gradually weakened his health. On July 27, 2010, his 61st birthday, he died of kidney failure. A life devoted to art that never really shined. Do you feel sorry for talents like him? Kevin Costner, who played Lieutenant John Dunbar in Dances with Wolves, was the soul of this classic film. At the age of 35, he not only played the leading role but also made his directorial debut, bringing the work to the top with 7 Oscars, including Best Picture. The image of Dunbar, a soldier lost in the American Civil War, gradually finding peace and meaning while living with the Sioux tribe on the vast prairie, touched the hearts of the audience. Who has not dreamed of being like him, free in nature, connecting with genuine people, far away from the chaos of the modern world? The film was not only Kevin's personal success, but also a milestone in his career. But behind the spotlight, Kevin Costner faced bitter failures. Waterworld, 1995, and The Postman, 1997, although ambitious, became financial disasters. Waterworld cost hundreds of millions of dollars but was criticized, and The Postman further damaged his reputation. His personal life was not peaceful either. 2 costly divorces, especially with Christine Baumgartner in 2023 after nearly 20 years of marriage, caused him to lose a lot of assets and suffer mental damage. By 2025, at the age of 70, Kevin was still making films, but the halo of the past had faded. His career was now quieter. Do you still love Kevin as before? For me, John Dunbar is an immortal role, strong but sensitive. And you, which of his roles left the deepest impression? Share your thoughts.
I didn't think it was possible for you to be more handsome.
Got to work 4 times.
I mean, this is, as I mentioned, a 4-part movie.
I mean, the weird thing was I had, you know.
Next, let's talk about Graham Greene, who played Kicking Bird, the Sioux medicine man in Dances with Wolves, a character full of wisdom and kindness. When he joined the film in 1990, Graham was 38 years old, bringing a deep calm that the audience could not forget. As a talented actor of Canadian native origin, he possessed great acting ability, but Hollywood often only gave him familiar Indian roles, limiting his opportunities to shine in more diverse roles. However, Graham never gave up in the face of challenges. During his difficult years, he faced alcoholism, an internal battle that was not easy. Fortunately, his stable marriage to Hilary Blackmore became a solid support, helping him overcome the darkness and regain balance in life. Now, at 72 years old in 2025, Graham is still a respected figure in the film industry, even if he is not the brightest star in Hollywood. Looking at his journey, would you like to see Graham Greene take on a real leading role where he can show off his full talents?
I'm part Native American Apache and feisty Scots-Irish. And I was brought up to believe a man proves he's mettle by being good morning Vietnam. And I learned quickly that live. And after I made squad leader, it was genuine. Trusted me to take care of them, to keep them alive.
Next, let's talk about Mary McDonnell, who played Stands with a Fist in Dances with Wolves, a strong woman torn between two worlds. When she joined the film in 1990, Mary was 38 years old and gave an emotional performance that earned her a prestigious Oscar nomination. The role was a testament to her outstanding talent, but after that, Hollywood seemed to gradually forget about her, favoring younger faces instead of continuing to exploit her potential on the big screen. However, Mary did not completely disappear from the spotlight. She found new success on television with an impressive role in Battlestar Galactica, but her film career still could not reach the heights that many believed she deserved. Her personal life was also troubled when her marriage to Randall Mell ended in divorce. Now, at the age of 72 in 2025, Mary has chosen to live a quiet life, away from the limelight and the noise of showbiz. Looking back on her journey, do you think Mary McDonnell deserves to be remembered and honored more for her contributions?
The ensemble creates the bottom line. These actresses are fabulous. They're so talented and so funny, and in a room of women with full story to tell in a minute. Actresses, they're just terrific.
Clear with the other officer last time. You realize memories fade. And this is a murder.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Mr. Stassi's brother.
Next, let's talk about Rodney A. Grant, who played Wind in His Hair, the proud Sioux warrior in Dances with Wolves. When he joined the film in 1990, Rodney was only 31 years old, a fresh face but full of promise with a strong appearance and natural charisma. However, Hollywood did not open its doors to him as expected. As an indigenous person, Rodney grew up in difficult circumstances, was separated from his family at a young age, and his journey to cinema was an extraordinary effort. Dances with Wolves marked a big turning point, but after that, he was only given small supporting roles, not enough to fully develop his talent. Rodney's personal life was not easy either. Broken relationships and financial pressure gradually made him sink into difficulties. Until now, at the age of 66 in 2025, Rodney chose to live a reclusive life, like a once heroic warrior who has left the battlefield. Looking back on his path, do you feel sorry for talents like Rodney, who could have shone brighter if given the chance?
The Glory Police Department. I'm Fresno, California, so I am just happy to be a part of this project. Of the police chief, and he's a 60s. Why can't we have Indian people in Indian roles, you know? We're on the bottom of the totem pole and everything, so, you know, to see.
Finally, let's talk about Tantoo Cardinal, who played Black Shawl, the gentle but resilient Sioux woman in Dances with Wolves. Tantoo was 40 when she joined the film in 1990, bringing an unforgettable warmth and depth. An Indigenous Canadian, she was a victim of the harsh residential school system, where she experienced deep loss and trauma, which helped her understand her character in a real way. While Tantoo's acting talent is undeniable, Hollywood rarely gives her the big roles she deserves. Her life has been difficult too. She went through 3 marriages, raised her children in difficult circumstances, but she never stopped fighting for Indigenous rights. Now, at 74 in 2025, Tantoo remains a symbol of resilience and determination. Looking at her journey, do you think Tantoo Cardinal is an unsung hero who has quietly overcome adversity and tirelessly dedicated herself to her community?
Canadian actor legend on screen here, Miss Tantoo Cardinal. Welcome. I find that shocking.
Do you?
Yes, in some ways I do. In many, many films. How is that possible? What do you think when you hear that aloud?
You know, you've heard it. It's true.
I wish I could think of a reference for Indo-Canadian women.
Next is Jimmy Herman, Stone Calf, a proud, resilient Sioux warrior. At 50 years old, Jimmy brings a rare authenticity to his acting. As a native Canadian actor, he always tried to make his roles reflect his culture and national spirit. But Hollywood did not appreciate that. He was often given small, background roles, despite his talent being more deserving. His family life was also difficult, a devoted father, but financial pressure caused him and his wife to drift apart. In 2013, at the age of 72, Jimmy passed away quietly, rarely mentioned in the press. Jimmy was not only an actor, but also a custodian of cultural heritage. His talent was limited by supporting roles, not enough to shine. The pressure of life caused a rift in his family, leaving him sad. His passing was not noticed, like the way he lived, humble, quiet. So what do you think? Do people like Jimmy, dedicated artists, spiritual warriors, deserve to be remembered more? Share your thoughts so his story can live on. Dear friends, looking back at these 10 stars, I wonder, who was your favorite character? Knowing that some of them are gone, how do you feel? Share with us in the comments, maybe a memory of the first time you watched Dances with Wolves, or a personal story that these actors evoke in you. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on our next journeys. Thank you, wonderful friends who have accompanied us through the years. Welcome to the journey of memories. Today, we board the USS Enterprise D, returning to the glory days of Star Trek, The Next Generation, 1987, the series that captivated generations with its warp engines, interstellar adventures, and profound lessons about humanity. From the calm Captain Jean-Luc Picard to the naive android Data, each character has left a deep impression on our hearts. After 38 years, let's look back at the cast. How are they now? How are their lives? And how do their roles still live on in our memories? Taking this journey, we will find a bit of nostalgia and warmth from the past. Remember Captain Jean-Luc Picard, the great commander of the USS Enterprise? He was a symbol of calm, wisdom, and kindness, a leader who always chose words over fists, always finding the right path between complex moral lines. Patrick Stewart, born on July 13, 1940 in Mirfield, England, brought his heart and soul to this role at the age of 47. With a deep, symphonic voice and deep, thoughtful eyes, he made Picard a friend and a teacher in our minds. The moments when he sat quietly with a cup of Earl Grey tea, or when he firmly said "make it so" in the middle of a space storm, taught us about patience and responsibility. Unlike the impulsive Captain Kirk before him, Picard was the embodiment of maturity, something we now appreciate even more in our old age. Today, at 84, Stewart is still working hard. He returns to Star Trek, Picard, bringing an aged but still passionate Picard to life. For older audiences, he is a reminder that age does not dim the flame of passion, but only makes it burn more intensely, like a beacon in the darkness. Stewart is proof that life, like a journey among the stars, is always worth continuing to explore.
Hello, what's your name? Where are you from? Being a little peckish. Time for a day-old tuna sub. Delicious. The loo. To the loo I go. Oh, oops.
Commander William Riker, or Will Riker, the charming and courageous first officer, must still be in your memory, right? With a warm smile like the autumn sun and a cool head full of strategy, he is Picard's right-hand man, always ready to rush into danger to protect the crew. Jonathan Frakes, born on August 19, 1952 in Bellefonte, Pennsylvania, was only 35 years old when he put on his Starfleet uniform. The role of Riker is not only a commander, but also a man with a warm heart. His troubled romance with Deanna Troi has melted the hearts of many viewers since the days when we were young and watching the movie with our families. He taught us about loyalty, confidence, and ambition, values that, when we look back, we find so precious. Riker was not only an officer, but also the image of a trustworthy companion, always standing firm in the storm. Today, at the age of 72, Frakes still retains that charm, despite his gray hair. He not only continues to act but also becomes a talented director, contributing to keeping the Star Trek universe alive. For older audiences, Frakes reminds us that age is just a number, but passion and dedication are the winds that push the ship of life forward. Looking at him, we can see ourselves in the days when we dared to dream and dare to do.
I tried to get out of it 3 times. I said, "What? Don't you Zoom like or any other fucking podcast?" List of the people that you had. I rolled it on WW, Will Wheaton. And they both said, "Oh, please say hi to him. He's so great." It really is.
That's really nice. By the way, working with Will up there, you know, did you know a lot of the things that were going on personally?
Thought it was a copacetic family. We thought everything was hunky-dory, that they were just quiet.
Now, let's meet Geordie LaForge, the talented engineer with the unique visor glasses that help him see the world in a way that no one expected. LeVar Burton, born on February 16, 1957 in Landstuhl, West Germany, was only 30 years old when he transformed into Geordie, a character you will surely not forget. Although born blind, Geordie never let fate define him. With a sharp mind and skillful hands, he kept the Enterprise running smoothly through many crises. The friendship between Geordie and Data, an android and a human, is one of the most beautiful highlights of the series, isn't it? It reminds us that understanding and trust can overcome any barrier, whether between species or between broken hearts. Geordie is a symbol of resilience, of turning adversity into strength, a lesson that we now feel even more deeply in our old age. Today, at 68, Burton is still passionate about his art and his noble mission, promoting reading and education. He appears on screen, in new projects, and in his efforts to inspire younger generations. For older audiences, Burton is an affirmation that life is a journey of overcoming limitations, and that every day is an opportunity to shine, to leave a mark on the world, just as Geordie did on Enterprise.
The legacy of Star Trek isn't just the fact that woman too ultimately wasn't. I think
She was.
Yeah.
It was the woman who became Gene's wife, Majel Roddenberry, who was shuffling, and they brought in Leonard Nimoy, which I thought, you know.
Book's still out on whether or not Spock worked as a character, right?
Really coming to terms with the humanity in our heroes.
Lieutenant Commander Data, the android with clear eyes and a heart that yearns to understand people, is definitely an unforgettable memory in your heart. Brent Spiner, born on February 2nd, 1949 in Houston, Texas, was 38 years old when he brought Data to us. With an innocent appearance but a brilliant mind, Data is a character that makes us laugh and cry at the same time. He has no emotions, but always tries to learn to become more human, from his awkward smile to his naive questions about love, friendship, and the meaning of life. The moments when he sits next to Picard or Geordie, listening and learning, teach us about curiosity and patience. Data is not just a machine, but the image of a soul on the journey of maturity, something that all of us, young and old, can sympathize with. Today, at 76, Spiner is still involved with Star Trek through film projects and voiceovers. His hair is gray, but his eyes still sparkle with the mischievous spirit of Data. For older audiences, he is a reminder that life is a never-ending series of discoveries, even when we think we know it all. Looking at Spiner, we see ourselves, always searching, always learning, and always hoping to leave a little light in this vast universe.
Everything, it seems like everything you do, you always have a lot of lines.
When I was doing it, every day, it is, you get better and better and better at it. I used to have a deal with my hours or whatever, because we were doing also 26 episodes. But I had a deal with myself that if I couldn't.
Remember Lieutenant Worf, the fierce and honorable Klingon warrior of the USS Enterprise? With his angular face and determined gaze, he was the unmistakable image of pride and loyalty. Michael Dorn, born December 9, 1952 in Luling, Texas, was 35 when he took on the role of Worf, the first Klingon in Starfleet. Worf was not only a warrior of extraordinary strength, but also a soul torn between Klingon tradition and duty to his comrades. The battles he fought, the oaths of honor he kept, taught us about courage and perseverance in the face of adversity. Remember the scene where he stood tall, facing prejudice, to defend what he believed in? It was the image of a man who had grown through hardship, something we now appreciate even more. Today, at 72, Dorn still appears in Star Trek projects, his deep, booming voice still bringing Worf to life. For older audiences, Dorn is a reminder that honor and integrity never fade, no matter how much time passes. Looking at him, we see the power of timeless values.
We met when I first worked with her. It was during the stunt.
Of course.
Things. But it was both of us are physical. So it wasn't difficult.
That's
right. When they started doing stuff and they said, okay, this is what we're going to do and this is how to do it, it's challenging.
Right.
But I think we were up to it. There was one where...
Now, let's meet Dr. Beverly Crusher, the compassionate and talented doctor of the Enterprise. Gates McFadden, born on March 2nd, 1949 in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, was 38 when she became Beverly. With her fiery red hair and gentle smile, she not only healed wounds but also soothed lost souls. As the mother of Wesley Crusher and confidant of Picard, Beverly brought warmth to the coldness of space. Remember those times she stood in a medical room, bravely saving lives while struggling with her own emotions? She taught us that true strength lies in the balance between the head and the heart. Her never-ending love for Picard only made her more relatable, as did the regrets we once experienced. Now, at 76, McFadden is still starring in Star Trek and working as a multi-talented artist. To older audiences, she is a symbol of kindness and patience, beautiful qualities that time has only made clearer.
Work on something that Terry Matalas put out, but goes somewhere further, because we're older.
Icon, and you've been with TNG since the beginning, but what does season 3 mean to you?
What it was just this wonderful opportunity, and I love all the new castmates. We had a chance to work on something.
Counselor Deanna Troi, the woman with an understanding heart and the ability to feel every emotion, is certainly a beautiful memory in your heart. Marina Sirtis, born on March 29, 1955 in London, England, was 32 when she became Troi. Half Betazoid, half Earthling, she was the bridge between souls on the Enterprise. With her deep eyes and gentle voice, Troi helped Picard and the crew overcome many mental crises. Her romance with Riker, from the first shy days to the blossoming, made us believe in the power of love. Do you remember the scene where she sat listening and comforting others? It was a lesson in listening, something we cherish more as we grow older. Today, at the age of 69, Sirtis is still active in movies and meeting fans. To older audiences, she is a symbol of empathy and emotional resilience, priceless gifts we carry with us throughout our lives.
I usually just have to say, so how does that make you feel? Or, Captain.
There were episodes when you became a commander, you were on the...
I said to Jonathan Frakes, I said, you know, I know nothing. Did I not go to Star? One episode where I was actually the expert in Romulan technology. I do remember one line because it took me so long.
Wesley Crusher, the boy genius of the Enterprise, probably made you both love and hate him, right? Wil Wheaton, born on July 29, 1972 in Burbank, California, was only 15 when he played Wesley. The son of Dr. Beverly, he possessed wisdom beyond his years and a thirst for discovery. Although sometimes teased by fans as too smart, Wesley's journey from awkward teenager to man who chose his own path is a coming-of-age story that everyone has experienced. Remember those times he saved the ship with a strange idea? It reminded us that youth is always full of potential. Now, at 52, Wheaton is a talented actor, writer, and storyteller who is still attached to Star Trek. For older audiences, he represents the days when we dreamed big, fell down, and learned to stand up, a beautiful journey in life.
Something that was presented to...
Acting was actually something that was forced on me. I don't want to do this, I just want to be a kid. Let me be. For some reason, Dad will...
The role of Gordy LaChance in Stand By Me may have...
It hurts my heart to see that little boy, to see how much he's hurting.
It's caused him problems with his mental health as an adult.
I'm not going to be silenced anymore.
What feels...
Finally, meet Guinan, the mysterious bartender of 10 Forward with timeless wisdom. Whoopi Goldberg, born November 13, 1955 in New York, is 33 when she takes on the role of Guinan. An El-Orian, she is experienced and intuitive, often offering Picard insightful advice. Remember those times when she sat and listened, gently guiding people through the darkness? Guinan is the embodiment of the accumulated wisdom of the years, something we now understand even more. In real life, Goldberg is a huge star with a brilliant career from acting to hosting. At 69, she is still active, inspiring through neurogenesis. For older audiences, Guinan is a reminder that life experience is a precious treasure, and every story we tell can change a life.
unaware of to the level.
Or whether I was in something about missing them, because they've been gone a while now, you know, it's 11. I think I just was starting to forget a lot of stuff, because I have memories of things that happened, but...
Remember Q, the omnipotent being with the impish grin and endless pranks? He was a character that both annoyed and loved us in Star Trek: The Next Generation. John Delancey, born on March 20th, 1948 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, was 39 when he played Q, an unimaginable being who loved to test humanity, especially Captain Picard. With his dramatic voice and mischievous eyes, Q brought moments of tension mixed with humor. Remember when he first appeared, putting the Enterprise on trial in space? Q's games were not only a challenge, but also a mirror for us to look at ourselves, about our pride, patience, and the meaning of life. He taught us that sometimes, the most unlikable people are the ones who force us to grow up. Now 77, Delancey is still active in film, voiceover, and Star Trek projects. For older audiences, Q is a reminder that life is full of surprises, and that even seemingly absurd challenges can be opportunities to discover inner strength. Watching Delancey, we can see ourselves facing hardships, then smiling and moving on.
It does. Of course, he's here in town, as you know him from Star Thing, for Kids with the Symphony.
Yes, and Sid Sobel, a doctor in Rochester for years, and he is of an age now where he felt that I wrote it, and we premiered it at Oberlin.
And people are working in the field all the time, and they're creating new music and everything, but
So we've gone back in time with the stars of Star Trek: The Next Generation. They remind us that aging is a journey of wisdom and nostalgia. Whose transformation do you think is the most surprising? Share, like, and follow Memory Journey to continue the beautiful stories. See you again. Hello everyone. Today, we are going to look back at the cast of the hit show The Partridge Family, 1970 to 1974. This is one of the most famous family sitcoms of the 70s, following a musical family as they tour across America in a colorful bus. So, more than 50 years later, what are the cast members doing now? Let's find out. David Cassidy, 1950 to 2017, The Glory and Tragedy of an Idol. David Cassidy is an indispensable name when mentioning music idols of the 70s. With the role of Keith Partridge in The Partridge Family, he quickly became a famous star. Not only conquering the audience with his natural acting, David also possessed a sweet voice, helping songs like I Think I Love You become global hits. The admiration for him exploded to the point that his performances were often surrounded by thousands of enthusiastic female fans. However, the halo that came too quickly also brought heavy pressure. David felt suffocated by fame, always having to struggle to maintain his image in the public eye. His personal life was disrupted, his relationships were broken, and he gradually turned to alcohol to forget reality. Years of alcoholism seriously affected David's health, causing him to suffer from liver failure. In 2017, the world was shocked by the news of his death at the age of 67. Despite his many ups and downs in life, David Cassidy remains an icon of a golden age, leaving behind a musical legacy and an irreplaceable idol image in the hearts of fans. Shirley Jones, born 1934, Hollywood's golden icon. Shirley Jones is not only the soul of the Partridge Family as Shirley Partridge, the gentle but strong mother, but also a talented artist with a career spanning over 6 decades. Before entering this famous television role, Shirley made her mark in the film industry with a series of impressive roles and even won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress in Elmer Gantry, 1960. With her natural singing voice, Shirley once shone on the Broadway stage and in classic musical films such as Oklahoma and The Music Man. The Partridge Family helped her reach a new generation of audiences, becoming the ideal model of a warm and strong mother. After the series ended, Shirley continued to act in films, perform on stage, and participate in many television projects. At over 90 years old, Shirley is still full of energy, sometimes appearing at Hollywood events, sharing her glorious years. With her talent and dedication, she will always be a living legend of American entertainment. Susan Dey, born 1952, from TV star to quiet life. Susan Dey made her mark with the role of Laurie Partridge, the beautiful, intelligent, and brave daughter in the Partridge Family. With her attractive beauty and natural acting, Susan quickly became an idol of the youth of the 70s. The film not only brought her fame, but also opened the door for her long-term acting career. After the Partridge Family ended, Susan continued to try her hand at many other roles, but it was not until the 80s that she really broke through with L.A. Law. As lawyer Grace Van Owen, she conquered audiences and critics, winning the Golden Globe Award in 1988. This role affirmed that Susan was not only a teen star, but also a talented actress. However, when her career was still going well, Susan chose a different path. By the late 90s, she gradually withdrew from Hollywood, turning down acting offers and choosing a private life. No longer appearing in public, Susan devoted her time to her family and personal activities, leaving many fans with regrets. However, the image of a bright Laurie Partridge and a sharp Grace Van Owen still remains in the hearts of the audience. Danny Bonaduce, born 1959, from child star to multi-talented artist. Danny Bonaduce made his mark as Danny Partridge, the mischievous, witty, and charming boy of the Partridge Family. With his natural acting and innate sense of humor, Danny not only brought laughter to the audience, but also became one of the most beloved characters in the series. However, after the series ended, his life was not smooth. Danny struggled with personal problems, including a difficult family life and falling into negative habits. He had many troubles with the law and had a hard time finding himself. But instead of giving up, Danny decided to change his life. He turned to radio and quickly became successful as a personality radio MC, attracting a large audience thanks to his humor and frankness. Danny has also tried his hand at comedy, acting, and even martial arts. He has competed in amateur boxing, proving that he is not afraid of challenges. He is still active in the entertainment industry, especially on radio, where he continues to connect with audiences in his own way. Danny Bonaduce's life is a testament to the will to rise above difficulties, turning setbacks into motivation to continue to shine. Suzanne Crowe, 1963 to 2015, child star with a quiet life. Suzanne Crowe was loved by audiences through her role as Tracy Partridge, the adorable and shy youngest sister in the Partridge Family. Although not the most prominent character in the film, the image of the small, red-haired girl who was always happy with the drum left an unforgettable impression on fans. Unlike many of her contemporaries, Suzanne did not pursue a long-term acting career. After the Partridge Family ended, she only took on a few small roles before deciding to leave the Hollywood spotlight. She focused on family life, got married, and became a devoted mother. For many years, Suzanne lived a simple life, away from the hustle and bustle of the entertainment industry, working in business and running a small bookstore. However, fate did not smile on her. In 2015, Suzanne suddenly passed away at the age of 52 due to a rare heart condition, leaving her family and those who loved her in grief. Although she no longer appears in public, for those who have watched The Partridge Family, the image of the innocent little girl Tracy Partridge still lives on in their memories. Brian Forster, born 1960, from child actor to race car driver. Brian Forster is known for his role as Chris Partridge, the drummer boy of the Partridge Family, replacing actor Jeremy Jelbwax after the first season. Although not the central character, Brian still won the hearts of the audience thanks to his cuteness and energy in every scene. However, unlike many other co-stars, Brian did not continue to pursue an acting career after the series ended. Instead, he found a true passion for speed and decided to become a professional race car driver. Leaving behind the Hollywood spotlight, Brian focused on the racetrack, trying his hand at various tournaments. Currently, Brian lives a rather private life, rarely appearing in the media. Although he is no longer active in the entertainment industry, for fans of the Partridge Family, he will always be a part of the beautiful memories of this famous musical family. Jeremy Jelbwax, born 1961, the child star who turned to technology. Jeremy Jelbwax was the first face to take on the role of Chris Partridge in the first season of The Partridge Family. Although not the most prominent character in the film, with his innocent acting and adorable style, this drummer boy still left a mark in the hearts of the audience. However, Jeremy did not stick with the film for long. After one season, he left the Partridge Family and also said goodbye to the entertainment industry. Instead of continuing to pursue fame, Jeremy focused on studying, pursuing his passion for science and technology. He graduated with a degree in computer science, then became a software engineer and worked in the field of information technology. Currently, Jeremy lives a private life, almost never appearing in public. Although he was only attached to the Partridge Family for a short time, to loyal fans, he will always be a part of the memorable Partridge Family. Dave Madden, 1931 to 2014, the Partridge Family's comedic manager. Dave Madden was loved by audiences through the role of Reuben Kincaid, the manager of the Partridge Family. With a humorous style, sometimes clumsy but always dedicated, Reuben not only helped the band develop but also brought many laughs to the audience. In particular, the enemy relationship between him and the naughty boy Danny Partridge, Danny Bonaduce, became an interesting highlight of the film. After the Partridge Family ended, Dave continued his acting career but no longer achieved great success as before. He participated in many TV series and voiced cartoon shows, but mostly only in supporting roles. However, with his charming acting style and characteristic humorous style, he is always remembered as one of the familiar faces of the small screen. In 2014, Dave Madden passed away at the age of 82, ending the life of a talented actor. Although he is no longer with us, the image of the funny manager Reuben Kincaid will always be an indispensable part of the memories of those who loved the Partridge Family. Rick Siegel, born 1969, a child talent. Rick Siegel joined the Partridge Family in the final season as Ricky Stevens, a promising young singer. With his sweet voice and adorable style, his character brought a new breeze to the film, even though he only appeared for a short time. After the Partridge Family ended, Rick continued to pursue an acting career. He participated in many TV shows and small projects, but did not achieve the great success he expected. Although he did not become a big star, Rick still did not give up his passion for art. He turned to music, performed and recorded many songs, and maintained his love for the stage. Currently, Rick Siegel is still attached to music and occasionally appears at events for the Partridge Family fans. Although not as famous as he was in his childhood, for those who love the movie, the image of the young Ricky Stevens still remains as a beautiful memory. Jane Ackman, 1949 to 1995, a memorable supporting role and a short life. Jane Ackman appeared in The Partridge Family as Doris Stevens, a supporting character who contributed to the richness of the story. Although not one of the main characters, Doris still had memorable moments and brought a new breeze to the film, thanks to Jane's natural acting ability and charm. After The Partridge Family ended, Jane continued her acting career, but mainly took on supporting roles in many films and television shows. Although she could not achieve the prominence of many of her co-stars, she was still recognized in the entertainment industry for her talent and dedication. Jane's roles were often characters with depth and a distinct style, contributing to making each film she participated in more interesting. However, Jane's career did not last long. She died in 1995 at the age of 45, at the height of her career, but facing a short life. Although she only appeared in a few episodes of The Partridge Family, Doris Stevens will always be a memorable part of the audience who loved the show. For those who loved Jane through her roles, she will always be an indispensable part of their memories. And that's the current life of the cast of The Partridge Family. A movie that has become a beautiful memory for many generations. Which character do you remember the most? Leave a comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next videos. See you again. Frasier is one of the most iconic sitcoms of all time, with intelligence, humor, and great acting. After the show ended in 2004, the cast went on different paths in their careers and lives. Let's take a look at how they've changed over the years. Kelsey Grammer, full name Alan Kelsey Grammer, was born on February 21, 1955 in St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. He is an American actor, director, producer, and voice actor, best known for his role as Dr. Frasier Crane in the television series Cheers, 1984 to 1993, and Frasier, 1993 to 2004. The role earned him numerous awards, including 5 Emmy Awards and 3 Golden Globe Awards. After Frasier ended, Grammer continued his acting career with a variety of roles. He appeared in the political series Boss, 2011 to 2012, where he played Chicago Mayor Tom Kean, a role that earned him a Golden Globe Award. In addition, he has participated in films such as X-Men, The Last Stand, 2006, as Beast, Transformers, Age of Extinction, 2014, and The Expendables 3, 2014. In 2023, he returned as Frasier Crane in the sequel to Frasier, continuing the journey of this iconic character. In addition to acting, Grammer is also active in the field of voice acting, production, and is a talented musician. To this day, Kelsey Grammer continues to dedicate himself to the arts and constantly expand his career. David Hyde Pierce, born April 3, 1959 in Saratoga Springs, New York, is an accomplished actor best known for his role as Dr. Niles Crane on the television series Frasier, 1993 to 2004. The role earned him 4 Emmy Awards and earned him a reputation for his subtle and charming humor. After Frasier ended, Pierce turned his attention to Broadway, where he achieved great success. In 2007, he won the Tony Award for Best Actor for his performance in the musical Curtains. He went on to star in such popular plays as Spamalot, Vanya and Sonia and Masha and Spike, and Hello, Dolly, with Bette Midler. Outside of the stage, Pierce has appeared in numerous television and film projects and is active in charitable organizations, especially raising awareness for Alzheimer's disease. With a varied career and unwavering dedication, David Hyde Pierce remains one of Hollywood's leading stage performers.
Pierce, or Niles Crane, from the popular 90s sitcom. Well, now he's spreading awareness.
It was the time of my life. It was just it was 11 years.
You're doing now. What did that look like? You all stopped the show?
I had always wanted to do a musical, and I'd never done one. And one came up.
I know that you're kind of out here spreading awareness on why theater.
Jane Leeves, born April 18, 1961 in Ilford, England, is a talented actress, best known for her role as Daphne Moon on the series Frasier, 1993 to 2004. This role earned her an Emmy nomination and made her one of the most beloved characters on the show thanks to her charm and natural sense of humor. After Frasier, Jane continued to achieve success as Joy Scroggs on the sitcom Hot in Cleveland, 2010 to 2015, where she starred alongside veteran actors such as Betty White, Valerie Bertinelli, and Wendy Malick. The show quickly became one of the most popular sitcoms and helped her maintain her reputation on the small screen. In addition to acting, Jane Leeves also worked in the field of voice acting, participating in many animated films such as The Penguins of Madagascar and Phineas and Ferb. She has also appeared in television series such as The Resident and Murder, She Wrote. With a long career and diverse talents, Jane Leeves remains one of the familiar faces in the entertainment industry.
She will say the most. What do you mean? Well, apparently I've got out of my face right before we were about to shoot. I fell over and I had a contusion on my foot and I'm sort of limping through the episode. She is telling the truth.
See, we do know each other.
Yeah.
You do know each other.
We have to
know these little back. And I thought, I so don't need to get a tattoo.
Well, you can probably see why.
Peri Gilpin, born May 27, 1961 in Waco, Texas, is a talented actress best known for her role as Roz Doyle on the television series Frasier, 1993 to 2004. With her excellent acting and natural sense of humor, she created a strong, intelligent, and unique character, contributing significantly to the success of the series. After Frasier ended, Gilpin continued her television career with notable roles in series such as Make It or Break It, 2009 to 2012, where she played Kim Keeler, a devoted mother in the world of gymnastics. She also appeared in the action series Scorpion, 2016, and several other television series such as Medium, Desperate Housewives, and CSI, Crime Scene Investigation. In addition to acting, Peri Gilpin has also provided voice work in several animated projects, including the acclaimed Final Fantasy, The Spirits Within, 2001. She is also active in independent film production and is an active supporter of cancer research charities. With her diverse career and passion for the arts, she continues to make a name for herself in the entertainment industry. John Mahoney, born June 20, 1940, in Blackpool, England, is a veteran actor best known for his role as Martin Crane on the television series Frasier, 1993 to 2004. With his natural, warm, and profound performance, he perfectly portrayed the intelligent, humorous, yet down-to-earth father who contrasted his two intellectual sons. The role earned him numerous nominations, including a Golden Globe and a SAG Award. Before Frasier, Mahoney had a solid career on stage and screen. He was a longtime member of the Steppenwolf Theater Company in Chicago and won a Tony Award in 1986 for his performance in The House of Blue Leaves. After Frasier ended, Mahoney continued to work in the arts, appearing in series such as In Treatment, Hot in Cleveland, and the animated series The Simpsons. In addition to television, he remained committed to the stage, regularly participating in plays in Chicago. Unfortunately, John Mahoney passed away on February 4, 2018 at the age of 77 due to complications from nasopharyngeal cancer. His passing left a deep sorrow in the hearts of his fans, but his artistic legacy lives on.
All of a sudden we find out that Roy was a child that he made around about 50. You're coming back, ain't ya? It's kind of like Shane, a tagline throughout the episode.
You're coming back!
Then Hollywood decided I wasn't cute anymore, so we moved. But I've been replaced in a couple of shows. See, for me, it's from the waist up as I'm doing this.
Dan Butler, born December 2, 1954 in Huntington, Indiana, is an actor and voice actor, best known for his role as Bob Bulldog Briscoe on the television series Frasier, 1993 to 2004. His character, a loud, brash, yet humorous sportscaster, became an integral part of the Frasier universe, providing many hilarious moments for audiences. After Frasier ended, Butler continued his acting career with roles on both the small screen and stage. He appeared in television series such as Supernatural, House, The Mist, and provided voice work in animated films such as Hey Arnold and American Dad. He also appeared in films such as Crazy, Stupid, Love, 2011, and Karl Rove, I Love You, 2007, which he co-wrote and directed. In addition to acting, Butler is also active in the theater and radio industries, participating in numerous theater projects and radio shows. He is also a strong advocate for social issues, especially LGBTQ+ rights. With his diverse talents and passion, Dan Butler continues to make his mark in the entertainment industry in a variety of roles.
This your son?
Yes.
Hey, Freddie. I'm out. I'm proud. Forgot that. I'm just into dudes now.
Seattle, my Athens.
Edward Hibbert, born September 9, 1955, Long Island, New York, is a British-American actor and writer, best known for his role as Gil Chesterton, the haughty but humorous food critic on the television series Frasier, 1993 to 2004. With his refined accent, elegant demeanor, and excellent acting, he created a memorable supporting character who enriched the world of Frasier. After Frasier ended, Hibbert continued his acting career with many roles on screen and stage. He appeared in television series such as Law and Order, Special Victims Unit, Gilmore Girls, and Blue Bloods. In film, he appeared in popular films such as The Prestige, 2006, and The First Wives Club, 1996. In addition, Hibbert is a talented voice actor, notably as Zazu in the Lion King-related products. In addition to his acting career, Edward Hibbert is also a respected literary agent. He has helped many authors bring their books to the public, playing an important role in the publishing industry. With charm, intelligence, and versatility, Hibbert continues to maintain his appeal in both art and literature.
And I starred as Prince Sparkle Eye and show, and I say I was the Eric von Stroheim of Windmill and Epsom, Surrey. Showed up 1 minute late for rehearsal. I went to RADA, which I still say, and it was a short course because guess what, folks? You don't learn how to out of it. I enjoyed it, but then when you are
Bebe Neuwirth, born December 31, 1958 in Newark, New Jersey, is a talented actress, dancer, and singer, best known for her role as Lilith Sternin, Frasier Crane's cold but sharp ex-wife on Cheers and Frasier. With her subtle acting and ability to transform, she made Lilith one of the most impressive supporting characters in sitcom history, winning her 2 Emmy Awards. In addition to television, Neuwirth is also a true stage star. She won 2 Tony Awards for her roles as Roxy Hart in Chicago, 1996, and Nikki in Sweet Charity, 1986. Not stopping there, she continued to shine on Broadway with many other excellent roles in The Addams Family, Damn Yankees, and A Chorus Line. In addition to stage and television, Neuwirth has appeared in numerous films, including Jumanji, 1995, Bugsy, 1991, and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, 2003. She is also a strong advocate for dance and arts education. With a diverse and ever-evolving career, Bebe Neuwirth remains a major icon on Broadway and the small screen.
Bebe Neuwirth, and this is my little story about theater gone wrong. Chicago, playing Velma in Chicago, and I was doing the show for a long time, and I sort of, what do I do now? And I clean like this. I don't know what I did. I charge over my body, and we were back on track.
Patrick Kerr, born January 23, 1956, is a popular supporting actor, best known for his role as Noel Shempsky, a science fiction-obsessed radio personality on Frasier, 1993 to 2004. Despite being a supporting character, Noel made a lasting impression with his endearing awkwardness and his passionate interest in Star Trek, providing many of the show's comedic moments. After Frasier, Patrick Kerr continued his steady career in television. He appeared in a number of popular films and sitcoms, including Curb Your Enthusiasm, Will and Grace, Friends, Malcolm in the Middle, and The Big Bang Theory. In addition to television, Kerr also acted on stage, notably in Shakespeare plays and other stage productions. He has also appeared in several feature films and is a talented voice actor. With his signature comedic style and versatile persona, Patrick Kerr remains a memorable supporting actor, continuing to bring laughter and charm to audiences for decades. Harriet Sansom Harris, born January 8, 1955 in Fort Worth, Texas, is a talented actress, best known for her role as Bebe Glazer, Frasier Crane's scheming but charming manager on Frasier, 1993 to 2004. With her sharp, humorous, and powerful acting style, she turned Bebe into one of the most impressive supporting characters of the series, bringing ironic but extremely entertaining situations. After Frasier, Harris continued her brilliant career with many notable roles. She joined Desperate Housewives, 2004 to 2012, as Felicia Tillman, a scheming and mysterious character who contributed to the dramatic twists of the film. In addition, she also appeared in the hit series American Horror Story, 6 Feet Under, The X-Files, and Ghost Whisperer, proving her versatile transformation ability. On stage, Harris has also enjoyed great success, winning a Tony Award in 2002 for her performance in the musical Thoroughly Modern Millie. With her graceful, sharp, and ever-evolving acting, Harriet Sansom Harris continues to make a strong mark on television, film, and Broadway. The cast of Frasier have gone on different journeys since the show ended, but their legacy lives on. Whose transformation impressed you the most? Share your thoughts. Once one of the most beloved crime series, Rizzoli and Isles has left a deep impression on the audience. More than a decade has passed. What are the actors like now? Let's discover their amazing changes. Angie Harmon, B. August 10, 1972, Jane Rizzoli. Angie Harmon captivated audiences with her portrayal of the tough yet compassionate detective Jane Rizzoli in Rizzoli and Isles, 2010 to 2016. At 38 when the series began, she brought depth and authenticity to the role, balancing Rizzoli's sharp investigative skills with her strong emotional core. Her chemistry with co-star Sasha Alexander, Maura Isles, was a key factor in the show's success, making it a fan-favorite crime drama. Now 53 in 2025, Harmon has continued her acting career, taking on roles in television and film. Beyond acting, she is deeply involved in charitable work, supporting causes related to child welfare and women's rights. As a devoted mother of 3 daughters, she has successfully balanced her Hollywood career with family life, proving that strength and grace go hand in hand. With her commanding screen presence and dedication to meaningful work, Harmon remains a respected figure in the entertainment industry. Her legacy as Jane Rizzoli endures, cementing her as one of television's most beloved female detectives.
I had a back injury recently, and I was worried about you.
That's a different thing, and it's. I mean, they go in there.
So that brings the swelling down.
It brings the swelling down. I don't see a butt.
What?
And I just went, really? Like that's.
Said that the problem that you have with your back is that you have no butt.
I have no butt, and now I have this back injury, and I go.
Sasha Alexander, B. May 17, 1973, Dr. Maura Isles. Sasha Alexander won hearts as the brilliant and quirky Dr. Maura Isles in Rizzoli and Isles, 2010 to 2016. At 37 when the series began, she brought intelligence, charm, and a touch of humor to the role of the socially awkward yet endearing chief medical examiner. Her dynamic partnership with Angie Harmon's Jane Rizzoli was a cornerstone of the show's success, creating one of TV's most beloved female duos. Now 52 in 2025, Alexander has successfully transitioned into directing, adding another dimension to her Hollywood career. She has directed episodes of hit shows like You and Shameless, proving her talent behind the camera as well as in front of it. Outside of work, she enjoys a fulfilling personal life with her husband, filmmaker Eduardo Ponte, and their 2 children. With a career that continues to evolve and a happy family life, Alexander remains a respected figure in the entertainment industry, leaving a lasting mark both as an actress and a director.
Some very sexy scenes, and I'm not in that world. I'm
the script something like their eyes meet, and it's as if the struggle with that because there's different level you want to take it to. Like there's the sort of,
mundane line.
Yeah, anything.
Okay.
It's better. Okay.
Lorraine Bracco, B. October 2nd, 1954, Angela Rizzoli. Lorraine Bracco brought warmth, humor, and fierce maternal energy to Rizzoli and Isles as Angela Rizzoli, the loving yet overbearing mother of Jane Rizzoli. At 56 when the series began in 2010, she added depth to the show with her comedic timing and heartfelt moments, making Angela a fan-favorite character. Now 71 in 2025, Bracco continues to act occasionally but has shifted her focus to writing and advocating for mental health awareness. She has authored books on self-care and well-being, using her platform to discuss topics like resilience and emotional healing. Her passion for mental health stems from her own life experiences, making her advocacy work deeply personal and impactful. Despite stepping back from Hollywood's spotlight, Bracco remains an engaging presence, captivating audiences with her wisdom and charisma. Whether through acting, writing, or advocacy, she continues to inspire, proving that her influence extends far beyond the screen.
Two friends of yours, Ray Liotta and Tom Cicero.
And I'm as sad as I am, I get it. Says to me.
How did you cope?
Well, it says to me, give. All right. I went to go meet. I have that feeling.
Bruce McGill, B. July 11th, 1950, Detective Vince Corsic. Bruce McGill brought wisdom and warmth to Rizzoli and Isles as Detective Vince Corsic, Jane Rizzoli's mentor and a seasoned investigator with a big heart. At 59 in 2010, McGill's portrayal of Corsic added depth to the series as he balanced being a tough cop with his caring, fatherly instincts toward Jane and the rest of the team. His presence provided stability and humor, making him a beloved character throughout the show's run. Now 74 in 2025, McGill remains active in the entertainment industry, continuing to take on roles in both television and film. A respected veteran actor, he has also embraced the role of mentor, offering guidance to younger performers in Hollywood. His wealth of experience and dedication to the craft have made him a valued figure in the industry. Even as he ages, McGill's on-screen charisma and commanding presence remain as strong as ever. With a career spanning decades and no signs of slowing down, he continues to leave a lasting impact, both through his performances and his mentorship of the next generation of actors.
You've got a very small guitar here.
No, I don't. I have a machine. I have a baritone ukulele.
A ukulele?
Baritone ukulele. You go to any guitar center, there's a big display of them right in the front now. But those are little
The rainbow song.
Well, but they're not classically trained guitarists.
Ah.
It's on a baritone.
To play ukulele?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I love that.
What are you writing a book?
Jordan Bridges, B. November 13th, 1973, Frankie Rizzoli Jr. Jordan Bridges charmed audiences as Frankie Rizzoli Jr., Jane Rizzoli's ambitious younger brother in Rizzoli and Isles. At 37 in 2010, he brought energy and humor to the role, portraying Frankie's journey from a uniformed officer to a detective determined to step out of his sister's shadow. His character's development and occasional comic relief made him a fan favorite throughout the series. Now 52 in 2025, Bridges continues to work steadily in both television and film, taking on diverse roles that showcase his versatility. Beyond acting, he has pursued his passion for photography, capturing moments both on and off set. Off-screen, he remains devoted to his family, known as a loving husband and father. With a career that blends artistic passion with family life, Bridges continues to be admired by audiences, proving that his appeal extends far beyond his days as Frankie Rizzoli Jr.
Okay, so I've been in the game for you go through pilot season every year and you script, and I knew that the script had characters and how strong that was, and how evident that was in the first response that we had. And
Lee Thompson Young, B. February 1st, 1984, D. August 19th, 2013, Barry Frost. Lee Thompson Young brought warmth, intelligence, and a quiet charm to Rizzoli and Isles as Detective Barry Frost, Jane Rizzoli's tech-savvy and kind-hearted partner. At just 26 when the series began in 2010, he quickly became a beloved part of the show, known for his character's loyalty, humor, and unwavering dedication to justice. His on-screen chemistry with the cast, particularly Angie Harmon, made him an integral part of the series. Tragically, Young passed away in 2013 at the age of 29, leaving behind a promising career and a profound impact on his colleagues and fans. His passing was a heartbreaking loss, and Rizzoli and Isles honored him with a touching tribute, acknowledging his absence with respect and sensitivity. Had he been alive, Young would have turned 41 in 2025. His legacy extends beyond his acting roles. His passing brought greater awareness to the importance of mental health in the entertainment industry. His memory continues to inspire conversations about well-being, reminding the industry and audiences alike of the need for support and compassion. Idara Victor, B. December 7, 1985, Nina Holiday. Idara Victor joined Rizzoli and Isles in 2015 as Nina Holiday, a skilled crime analyst who brought fresh energy to the team. At 28, she impressed audiences with her intelligence, confidence, and ability to adapt quickly to the fast-paced world of crime investigation. Though she joined in the later seasons, her presence added a new dynamic to the show. Now 41 in 2025, Victor has built an impressive career beyond Rizzoli and Isles. She has taken on notable roles in critically acclaimed series like Shameless and Minx, proving her versatility and talent. Her performances continue to captivate audiences, solidifying her as a force in Hollywood. Beyond acting, Victor is also a passionate advocate for diversity and representation in the entertainment industry. She actively supports initiatives that promote inclusion, using her platform to push for meaningful change. With her talent and dedication, she remains a powerful voice in both television and activism, ensuring that her impact goes far beyond the screen.
What are some of the details of the movie that we might not?
One, there are a few cameos that are very important to note. That there are a few people who are characters in the film. Quickly you'll discover who it is. So I'll say that. And I usually tune out of them. I'm not gonna lie. In movies, I tune out if it's done in a really clever way and there's a lot of story.
Tina Huang, B. October 28, 1981, Susie Chang. Tina Huang brought intelligence and charm to Rizzoli and Isles as Susie Chang, the quirky and brilliant forensic analyst. At 28 in 2010, she became a fan favorite, with her character's keen investigative skills and lovable personality adding both humor and depth to the show. Her sudden departure from the series was a shocking and emotional moment for fans. Now 43 in 2025, Huang has successfully transitioned into screenwriting and film production, expanding her creative footprint in Hollywood. Her work behind the scenes has been well received, proving her talents go beyond acting. In her personal life, Huang married in 2019 and frequently shares glimpses of her joyful life on social media. Whether through her creative projects or her personal milestones, she continues to inspire fans with her passion and authenticity.
Was guerrilla, like independent. I just really, and she's like a stripper with a heart of gold. But the story was Michael Anderson, who directed it. He's like this veteran documentary. I mean, cut out the whole DP, everything, just him behind the camera, and pulled together and donated space and all that kind of stuff. It was just.
Colin Egglesfield, B. February 9, 1973, Tommy Rizzoli. Colin Egglesfield brought charm and a bit of mischief to Rizzoli and Isles as Tommy Rizzoli, Jane and Frankie's younger brother with a knack for finding trouble. At 37 in 2010, he played the lovable yet reckless character who slowly matured throughout the series, adding a different dynamic to the Rizzoli family. Now 52 in 2025, Egglesfield continues his acting career, taking on roles in television and film. However, he has also expanded his horizons, successfully stepping into the world of real estate. His entrepreneurial spirit has led him to invest in and develop properties, turning his passion for business into a thriving second career. Beyond acting and business, Egglesfield has also become a motivational speaker, using his platform to inspire others to chase their dreams. Through public speaking engagements and coaching, he encourages people to overcome obstacles and pursue their passions. With a career that blends entertainment, business, and personal growth, Egglesfield remains a dynamic and influential figure.
Life-altering events that I've experienced, one of them being living across the street from the idea of going out to Hollywood before that was kind of crazy. But they would go after anything that mattered to them, and I figured, you know what?
Testicular cancer, right?
Yeah. So I read his book while I was going through it. Through it, I could do the same thing, and that's a big reason why I wrote that.
Chaz Palminteri, B. May 15, 1952, Francesco Rizzoli Sr. Chaz Palminteri brought gravitas and complexity to Rizzoli and Isles as Francesco Rizzoli Sr., the patriarch of the Rizzoli family. At 58 in 2010, his portrayal of the flawed yet loving father added depth to the show, reflecting his signature style of playing tough but deeply human characters. Now 73 in 2025, Palminteri remains a force in the entertainment industry. He continues to act in both film and television while also maintaining a strong presence in theater. His one-man show, A Bronx Tale, which originally catapulted his career, still resonates with audiences and has cemented his legacy as both a performer and storyteller. Beyond acting, Palminteri is also an accomplished screenwriter and director, using his experience to create compelling narratives. His influence extends beyond Hollywood, as he frequently shares his wisdom with aspiring artists through lectures and mentorship. With a career spanning decades and multiple disciplines, Palminteri remains an enduring and respected figure in the world of entertainment.
It was very nice to them, because they walked in and they spoke very, just said, give them their beers. So they gave their beer.
The cast of Rizzoli and Isles has undergone some incredible transformations over the past decade. Whether they've continued their careers or taken new paths, they've left an indelible mark on fans. Whose transformation impressed you the most? Leave a comment. The hit police drama Chicago PD first hit our screens in 2014, bringing intense crime-fighting action and unforgettable characters. Now, over a decade later, let's take a look at how the 10 main cast members have changed and where they are today in 2025. Jason Begg, Hank Voight. Since 2014, Jason Begg's steely-eyed portrayal of Sergeant Hank Voight has been the backbone of Chicago PD, defining the show with his mix of intensity, toughness, and surprising vulnerability. At 53, his gruff voice and commanding presence made Voight one of television's most complex anti-heroes, a cop who bends the rules but remains fiercely loyal to his team. Now 65, Begg continues to lead Chicago PD with the same raw energy, proving that Voight's moral dilemmas and unrelenting pursuit of justice still captivate audiences. His ability to balance brute force with emotional depth has made him an enduring favorite among fans. Off-screen, Begg has drawn attention for his outspoken nature, particularly regarding his past involvement with and departure from Scientology. His candidness about Hollywood, personal growth, and controversies only adds to his real-life persona as someone unafraid to speak his mind. With over a decade in Chicago PD, Begg's impact on the series is undeniable. His portrayal of Voight remains one of television's most compelling performances, proving that even in a constantly evolving TV landscape, some characters and actors are simply irreplaceable.
Kind of guy. Cop. At least efficient. He knows. He gets the job too far with Casey and all that kind of stuff. Responsible person.
Amy Morton, Trudy Platt. Amy Morton brought a perfect mix of wit, toughness, and heart to Chicago PD as Desk Sergeant Trudy Platt, a role she has owned since the show's inception in 2014. At 62, Morton's commanding yet compassionate presence made Platt a fan favorite, a no-nonsense supervisor with a sharp tongue and an undeniable soft spot for her officers. Now 74, Morton continues to deliver standout performances, proving that age is no barrier to excellence. Whether trading sarcastic barbs or offering quiet moments of wisdom, she remains a vital part of Chicago PD, grounding the series with her steady and authoritative presence. Her background in theater, including acclaimed work on Broadway and at the Steppenwolf Theater Company, shines through in her layered portrayal of Platt. Off-screen, Morton keeps a lower profile than some of her co-stars, dedicating herself to acting and directing rather than the Hollywood spotlight. However, her impact on the series and her legacy as a seasoned performer remains undeniable. With every sharp-witted remark and knowing glance, she continues to prove that some things, like talent and presence, only get better with time.
Okay. That's an image. It starts out with a bang, and I find out who did this.
You know when I first heard about the episode?
Go.
Yeah.
Super.
No shoes. Just gone.
Just blown out of my shoes. But yeah, it's still really fun. It's still really fun to be able to have the pressure of constantly being under a microscope. You get to actually have a life.
Jesse Lee Soffer, Jay Halstead. Jesse Lee Soffer made an immediate impact on Chicago PD when he debuted as Detective Jay Halstead in 2014. At just 30, he brought a perfect balance of discipline, intensity, and emotional depth to the role, quickly becoming a fan favorite. His chemistry with co-stars, particularly in his partnership with Erin Lindsay, Sophia Bush, and later his marriage to Haley Upton, Tracy Spiridakos, added layers to his character, making Halstead one of the most compelling figures in the series. Now 43, Soffer's presence on Chicago PD remains strong, though his journey took a major turn when he exited the show in 2022. His departure marked a bittersweet moment for fans, as Halstead's moral code and deep sense of justice had become a cornerstone of the series. However, his impact is still felt, and many still hope for his return in some capacity. Off-screen, Soffer maintains a private life, staying mostly out of the tabloids while focusing on his craft. Whether on-screen or behind the camera, he even directed an episode of Chicago PD. His contributions to the franchise remain significant. His legacy as Jay Halstead continues to resonate, proving that some roles leave a lasting mark.
I'm Jesse Lee Soffer, and I'm going to play this or that with Variety. A lot of my friends make fun of me that I'm like Mr. Rogers. Like I go take off my shoes, put on slippers, get real comfy. Buddies that if I just call them, everything's great, but if we're texting, it's like so short. Never mind, pick up the phone. DMs, although I might get called. Who knows, maybe I get to the gym, but golf, #1 priority. 0 degrees last week.
John Seda, Antonio Dawson. John Seda's portrayal of Detective Antonio Dawson in Chicago PD brought depth, strength, and emotional complexity to the series. At 43 in 2014, he quickly became a fan favorite, balancing Dawson's fierce dedication to the job with his personal struggles. His presence also tied Chicago PD to Chicago Fire, reinforcing the interconnected universe. Dawson's journey was marked by loyalty, internal battles, and heartbreaking decisions, including his struggles with addiction. Seda's layered performance made his character one of the show's most compelling figures. Though he left Chicago PD in 2019 after several exits and returns, his impact remained significant. Now 55, Seda continues to impress audiences with roles in shows like La Brea, 2021 to 2023. His ability to bring authenticity to every role keeps him a respected presence in Hollywood. Though he has moved on, his legacy as Antonio Dawson remains unforgettable.
The character Jason Begay, who plays Hank Voight, and my characters in this, and the star of the show is the police. It's CPD. There's going to be a lot of intertwining, which is not like, I'm sure people hear and they say, another.
Patrick John Pfluger, B. December 10th, 1983, Adam Ruzek. Patrick John Pfluger became a household name in 2014 when he took on the role of Adam Ruzek in Chicago PD. At 30, his portrayal of the impulsive yet loyal officer brought a youthful energy to the team. Ruzek's journey has been marked by intense undercover operations, personal struggles, and a long-running, complicated relationship with Kim Burgess, Marina Squarciati, keeping fans invested for over a decade. Now 42, Pfluger remains a key part of the show, delivering gripping performances as Ruzek navigates the dangers of his job while trying to maintain personal stability. His character's evolution from a reckless young recruit to a seasoned officer has made him one of Chicago PD's most dynamic figures. Off-screen, Pfluger generates buzz with his private life, including rumored romances with co-stars. However, he keeps a relatively low profile, focusing on his craft. With his undeniable screen presence and deep connection to his character, Pfluger continues to be an integral part of the Chicago PD universe. Sophia Bush, B. July 8, 1982, Erin Lindsay. Sophia Bush captivated audiences as Detective Erin Lindsay in Chicago PD, bringing depth and toughness to the role of a reformed delinquent turned skilled investigator. At 31, she quickly became a standout, portraying Lindsay's emotional struggles, loyalty to Hank Voight, Jason Begg, and complex romance with Jay Halstead, Jesse Lee Soffer. Her performance made Lindsay one of the most beloved characters in the One Chicago universe. However, Bush's time on the show ended abruptly in 2017 amid behind-the-scenes controversy, with reports of a toxic work environment contributing to her exit. Despite this, her career remained strong. Now 43, Bush is still a Hollywood powerhouse, taking on high-profile roles in series like Good Sam, 2022, and Love, Victor, 2020 to 2022. Beyond acting, she is a dedicated activist, using her platform to advocate for women's rights, climate change, and political engagement. Her legacy on Chicago PD remains significant, proving that her talent and influence extend far beyond her time on the show.
This is drama. What happened? Left.
Lindsay gets recruited to help run a federal task force.
which is told she can pursue the kind of cases she wants to pursue, and you know, I gotta look out for my girl.
Yes, you
so I have to put everything on hold. And intuitive, plugged in, passionate, the ideas that she comes.
Laroyce Hawkins, B. May 4th, 1988, Kevin Atwater. Laroyce Hawkins has been a steady force in Chicago PD since its debut in 2014, portraying Officer Kevin Atwater with strength, integrity, and emotional depth. At just 26 when he took on the role, Hawkins quickly won over fans with Atwater's unwavering moral compass, deep sense of justice, and commitment to his community. Over the years, Atwater has faced some of the show's most socially charged storylines, tackling issues of racial profiling, police ethics, and personal sacrifice. Hawkins' performance has made Atwater a fan favorite, balancing toughness with empathy in a way that sets him apart from his colleagues. Now 35, Hawkins remains a cornerstone of the show, continuing to bring depth to his character while expanding his career in stand-up comedy, music, and motivational speaking. Despite his rising fame, he keeps his personal life relatively private, letting his work speak for itself. With his powerful on-screen presence and dedication to storytelling, Hawkins remains one of Chicago PD's most compelling actors.
You know, when you first start dreaming as a young storyteller, you think that exciting, you know, it makes you appreciate everything that you've been through. It's interesting. We're actually shooting in my hometown of Harveyville, and I helped them, you know, find all kind of stuff. They got my dad cutting grass at the locations.
Okay.
And so everybody's getting.
Elias Koteas, B. March 11th, 1961, Alvin Olinsky. Elias Koteas delivered one of Chicago PD's most powerful performances as Detective Alvin Olinsky, the seasoned and battle-hardened officer whose quiet intensity spoke volumes. At 52 in 2014, Koteas brought depth and realism to the role, portraying Olinsky as a deeply loyal yet emotionally guarded man who had seen it all. His strong bond with Hank Voight, Jason Begg, added layers to his character, making him one of the most respected figures in the intelligence unit. Olinsky's tragic fate in Season 5, being wrongfully imprisoned and ultimately killed, remains one of the most heartbreaking exits in Chicago PD history. His loss left a lasting impact on both the characters and the audience, cementing his legacy as one of the show's most beloved figures. Now 64, Koteas continues to thrive in Hollywood, taking on diverse roles in film and television. Known for his intense and often brooding performances, he remains a sought-after character actor. Though he has moved on from Chicago PD, his portrayal of Olinsky remains unforgettable, a testament to his ability to bring authenticity and depth to every role he takes on.
Donning a whole bunch of different outfits to blend in. I think that he, listen, I've been a big thing that he does. The fact that we were able in the streets and in apartments and tenements and...
Tracy Spiridakos, B. February 20th, 1988, Haley Upton. Though she joined Chicago PD in Season 4, Tracy Spiridakos quickly became a standout as Detective Haley Upton. With her tough, no-nonsense demeanor and sharp investigative skills, Upton proved to be a formidable addition to the intelligence unit. Her ability to balance emotional vulnerability with steely determination made her a compelling character. While Spiridakos was 25 in 2014, she actually joined Chicago PD in 2017 at age 29. Her character's evolution, including her intense partnership-turned-romance with Jay Halstead, Jesse Lee Sofferer, has kept fans deeply invested. Upton's struggles with trauma and morality have led to some of the show's most gripping moments, solidifying her as a core member of the team. Now 37, Spiridakos remains one of the show's most dynamic performers. However, she announced her departure from Chicago PD in 2023, marking the end of another era for the series. Outside of the show, she keeps a relatively private life but continues to take on exciting new projects, ensuring her career remains on an upward trajectory. Marina Squarciati. B. April 30th, 1984, Kim Burgess. Marina Squarciati has been a fan favorite since Chicago PD premiered in 2014, portraying Officer Kim Burgess with warmth, resilience, and unwavering determination. At 30, she brought a fresh perspective to the intelligence unit, transitioning from a beat cop to a skilled detective. Burgess' journey has been filled with intense personal and professional challenges, including violent attacks, heartbreak, and the struggles of balancing motherhood with her demanding career. Now 42, Squarciati remains an integral part of the series, with Burgess continuing to evolve as one of Chicago PD's most beloved characters. Her long-running on-again, off-again relationship with Adam Ruzek, Patrick John Pfluger, keeps fans invested, while her dedication to justice makes her an inspiring presence on the show. Off-screen, Squarciati enjoys a happy family life, often sharing glimpses of her experiences as a mother. While she keeps busy with Chicago PD, she also engages with fans through social media, offering behind-the-scenes insights. As one of the few original cast members still on the show, her presence continues to anchor the series, proving her staying power in Hollywood. Over the years, the Chicago PD cast has seen dramatic transformations, both on and off the screen. Whether they remain in the squad room or have moved on to new ventures, these actors continue to captivate audiences with their talent and evolution. Grease, 1978, is one of the classic musical films, captivating generations of audiences with its vibrant teenage love story, explosive choreography, and timeless songs. Nearly 50 years after the film's release, the main cast has undergone significant changes in their careers and lives. Let's explore their journey from past to present. John Travolta, the ageless romantic of Hollywood. Born on February 18, 1954 in Englewood, New Jersey, USA, John Travolta shot to stardom when he transformed into Danny Zuko, the handsome leader of the T-Birds in Grease, 1978. With his romantic demeanor, charming voice, and enchanting dance moves, Travolta turned Danny Zuko into an immortal icon of the musical film genre. After Grease, Travolta's career went through many ups and downs. It seemed that the halo had faded, but he suddenly made a spectacular comeback with Pulp Fiction, 1994. The film that brought his name back to the ranks of A-list stars and brought him a prestigious Oscar nomination. Success followed with Face Slash Off, 1997, Swordfish, 2001, and Hairspray, 2007, affirming his position in the film industry. In recent years, Travolta has focused on independent films and personal projects. After his wife, actress Kelly Preston, passed away in 2020, he has spent more time with his family and actively participated in charity activities. Despite being over 70 years old, John Travolta still maintains his charm and style, worthy of the title Ageless Romantic of Hollywood.
Of John, because here you are in Halloween dressed up. The dance, the 7 hour and a half.
The deal. Quentin was dead set on us all, the swim and the Batman and the okay, let's do more than the twist. And that's how it all.
You should be able to come off. Okay.
It's all about
wow.
the shoes.
Olivia Newton-John, from a gentle muse to an immortal icon. Born on September 26, 1948 in Cambridge, England, passed away on August 8, 2022. Olivia Newton-John was not only a talented actress, but also one of the greatest singers of the 20th century. When transforming into Sandy Olsen in Grease, 1978, she conquered millions of audiences with the image of an innocent, pure girl, before overwhelming the world with her charming transformation. Thanks to that, Olivia became an immortal youth icon on the big screen. After Grease, Olivia continued to affirm her position in the music industry with the album Physical, 1981, helping her become one of the most successful female singers of the 80s. Although her film career could not overcome the huge shadow of Grease outside the spotlight, she shone in another way, as a charity activist. After being diagnosed with breast cancer, Olivia devoted much of her life to raising awareness and funding for research into the disease. Her passing in 2022 was met with immense grief, but Olivia Newton-John's music, image, and contributions will live on forever as an icon that will never fade. Stockard Channing, the Pink Lady's big sister with personality. Born on February 13, 1944 in New York, USA, Stockard Channing left a deep impression with the role of Betty Rizzo, the sharp, strong leader of the Pink Ladies in Grease, 1978. Without the gentle appearance like Sandy, Rizzo was still attractive thanks to her confidence, personality, and a bit of rebellion. This role helped Channing receive widespread recognition, affirming her sharp acting talent and unique style. After Grease, Channing's career continued to flourish. She achieved great success with The West Wing, the film that brought her the prestigious Emmy Award. Not stopping there, she also received an Oscar nomination for 6 Degrees of Separation, 1993, proving her solid strength in the film industry. Although she no longer appears much on screen, Stockard Channing is still one of the most respected veteran actresses in Hollywood. With her own unique qualities, she will forever be the legendary big sister in the hearts of the audience.
Really loved you in Good Wife, by the way, just as a little side note.
Thank you.
Is there anything, Ellie, in the book that you were nervous about people reading about? Or?
At the premiere, and I saw it. I think there was a 20-year anniversary.
This book. The things that I worried about are the most benign things. But
Jeff Conaway, Danny Zuko's romantic right-hand man. Born October 5, 1950 in New York, USA, died May 27, 2011, Jeff Conaway made his mark with the role of Kinnicky, Danny Zuko's close, loyal friend in Grease, 1978. With his rugged appearance, mischievous smile, and natural acting, he quickly won the audience's sympathy, turning Kinnicky into a memorable character in the T-Birds group. After Grease, Conaway continued to attract attention with his role in the Taxi series, but unfortunately, his life was not as smooth as on screen. Years of struggling with alcohol and drug addiction caused his career to plummet. Despite his efforts to quit, he could not escape the cruel cycle of life. Conaway passed away in 2011 at the age of 60, leaving many fans with regrets. Despite the ups and downs of his life, the image of the rugged Kinnicky on screen still lives forever in the hearts of the audience as an indispensable part of the legendary Grease.
I'm here with Ife and we're very, and I'm the kind of worn out Jeff Conaway.
how have you been doing? I saw you on Celebrity Rehab. I've been
Therapy, and I got 3 weeks in, and I have 3 fractures in my hips, my wrist, my neck, and my buttocks muscles were sprained.
Didi Conn, the lovely bubble girl of Grease. Born on July 13, 1951 in Brooklyn, New York, USA, Didi Conn made her mark with the role of Frenchie, a sweet, cheerful, and dreamy girl. With her signature curly hair, bright smile, and optimistic personality, Frenchie is not only the soul of the Pink Ladies, but also one of the most beloved characters in Grease, 1978. After Grease, Didi Conn continued to act but did not have many memorable roles. However, she is still a familiar face in TV shows and events celebrating the film. In particular, in 2019, she surprised everyone when she participated in Dancing on Ice and became the oldest contestant in the history of the show, proving her youthful spirit and enthusiasm never fade. Although not an A-list star, Didi Conn still retains the love of fans thanks to the image of the lovely bubble girl, forever associated with the beautiful memories of Grease.
My character, Gertrude, she's 42. So her desire has been, I don't think she ever was, She might have had a lover variously through Louise, who has had no action. She's been mad. My ear, I've been picking out splinters from my ear for listening.
Barry Pearl, the funny guy of the T-Birds. Born on March 29, 1950 in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, USA, Barry Pearl made his mark with the role of Duty, the funny, lovable, and enthusiastic guy of the T-Birds in Grease, 1978. With his optimistic spirit and natural sense of humor, his character brought many funny moments, contributing to the appeal of the film. After Grease, Barry Pearl did not pursue Hollywood fame but devoted most of his career to the Broadway stage, where he expressed his burning passion for art. Although not an A-list star, he remained close to the Grease community, regularly appearing at cast reunion events, keeping the spirit of the film alive. For Barry Pearl, the spotlight has never gone out. He continues to dedicate himself, maintain his love for art, and bring joy to the audience in his own way.
Do you know that we're going to be celebrating the 40th anniversary of the release of the film next 17? So, and of course we've lost some folks as well, so it's just very cool to have, been solidified in.
Take me into that filming process. Well, I mean, reading this, replacing everybody.
Michael Tucci, the unforgettable T-Birds witty guy. Born on April 15, 1946 in New York, USA, Michael Tucci brought laughter to audiences with his role as Sonny Latieri, the witty, humorous, and unafraid to tease guy in the T-Birds group. With his natural charm and witty acting, he helped the character Sonny become an indispensable part of Grease, 1978. After Grease, Tucci continued to participate in many TV series, making his mark with interesting supporting roles. However, instead of pursuing Hollywood fame, he decided to switch to teaching acting, inspiring the younger generation who love art. Currently, Michael Tucci has retired, but to Grease fans, he will always be the witty and lovable Sonny, an unforgettable part of the legendary movie.
Tucci, one of the stars of Grease, one of the T-Birds, after all these years.
Well, the demographic on the movie is so strong, and to hear everybody's story, how it works, the younger people don't really get.
Obviously, it was adapted from a stage play before the film had been made.
Replaced Sonny on Broadway, and then was actually replaced. But I never thought it would turn out to be this. It was always.
Kelly Ward, the shy but adorable boy of the T-Birds. Born on November 17, 1956 in San Diego, California, USA, Kelly Ward made a difference in Grease, 1978, when he played Pootsie, the gentle, shy but extremely charming guy of the T-Birds. Although not a sophisticated player like Danny or Kinnicky, Pootsie left an impression with his innocence, loveliness, and spontaneous humorous moments. Thanks to his natural acting style, Ward turned Pootsie into an interesting supporting character, bringing lots of laughter to the audience. After Grease, instead of continuing his acting career, Kelly Ward decided to turn to the field of screenwriting and voice acting. He contributed to the success of many famous animated films, especially SpongeBob SquarePants, helping to bring colorful childhoods to millions of young viewers. Even though he's no longer in front of the camera, Kelly Ward is still involved in art in his own way. From the innocent boy in Grease to the man behind the success of famous animated works, he proves that talent can shine in many different ways.
I signed to CBS for a while. It was nice. Theater.
We spent 15, and when we get together again over the years,
The event a couple months ago where they had Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta sort of reunite.
Ready? And.
The 40th edition of the DVD Blue.
The cast of Grease has created an unforgettable legend in the hearts of audiences. Nearly half a century has passed, the film is still an immortal symbol of popular culture, where classic melodies like You're the One That I Want or Summer Nights still resonate, reminding us of a glorious youth. Each character in the film has its own personality, from the romantic Danny, gentle Sandy to the strong Rizzo or the lovely Frenchie. What about you? Who is the character that impressed you the most in Grease? Share your feelings. Welcome to my Chanel. Today, we're diving into the iconic sitcom Happy Days, 1974 to 1984. This beloved series captured the hearts of millions and remains a cherished part of television history. Join us as we explore the real names, careers, and lives of the actors who brought these unforgettable characters to life. Where are they now in 2025? Let's find out. Born on October 30th, 1945, Henry Winkler became a household name as Arthur Fonzie Fonzarelli on Happy Days, 1974 to 1984. At 28, he took on the role of the effortlessly cool greaser with a signature leather jacket and an unforgettable AA catchphrase. His portrayal of Fonzie not only earned him multiple awards, but also cemented him as a pop culture icon of the 1970s and 1980s. The character's influence extended beyond television, shaping fashion trends and inspiring generations of fans. Determined to avoid being typecast, Winkler diversified his career after Happy Days. He transitioned into directing and producing, working behind the scenes on popular projects like MacGyver and Sabrina the Teenage Witch. His acting career flourished as well, with roles in films and television, including comedies like The Waterboy, 1998, and Arrested Development. Winkler's major career resurgence came with Barry, 2018 to 2023, where he portrayed the eccentric acting coach Gene Cousineau. His performance won him his first Primetime Emmy, proving his enduring talent. Beyond Hollywood, Winkler is a passionate advocate for literacy and has authored numerous children's books, including the Hank Zipser series, inspired by his experiences with dyslexia. Now 80, Winkler remains an active and beloved figure in entertainment, continuing to inspire both audiences and aspiring actors with his talent, resilience, and warmth. Ron Howard, Richie Cunningham. Born on March 1, 1954, Ron Howard was already a familiar face in Hollywood before his breakout role as Richie Cunningham on Happy Days, 1974 to 1980. Having grown up in front of the camera as Opie Taylor on The Andy Griffith Show, 1960 to 1968, Howard seamlessly transitioned into the role of the kind-hearted, all-American teenager navigating life in the 1950s. As the show's moral compass, Richie's friendships, family life, and coming-of-age experiences resonated with audiences, making Howard a beloved TV star. Despite his success on Happy Days, Howard had bigger aspirations behind the camera. In 1980, he made the bold decision to leave the show and focus on directing, a move that would shape his legendary career. His early films, including Night Shift, 1982, Splash, 1984, and Cocoon, 1985, showcased his knack for storytelling. However, it was Apollo 13, 1995, that established him as one of Hollywood's premier directors, earning critical and commercial success. Howard reached the pinnacle of filmmaking with A Beautiful Mind, 2001, which won him Academy Awards for Best Director and Best Picture. His ability to craft compelling narratives across genres led to further hits like The Da Vinci Code, 2006, Frost/Nixon, 2008, and Rush, 2013. He also took on blockbuster franchises, directing Solo, A Star Wars Story, 2018, further proving his versatility. Beyond filmmaking, Howard is a respected producer and mentor in the industry. Through his production company, Imagine Entertainment, he has helped bring numerous acclaimed films and television series to life. As of 2025, at 71 years old, he remains an influential force in Hollywood, continuously pushing creative boundaries while inspiring the next generation of storytellers. Scott Baio, Chachi Arcola. Born on September 22, 1960, Scott Baio became a television sensation when he joined Happy Days in 1977 at just 16 years old. Playing Chachi Arcola, the smooth-talking, mischievous cousin of Fonzie, Baio quickly became a fan favorite. His charm, confidence, and comedic timing made him a standout, turning Chachi into one of the show's most beloved characters. His immense popularity led to the spin-off series Joni Loves Chachi, 1982 to 1983, where he starred alongside Aaron Moran. Though the show was short-lived, Baio remained a household name and a teenage heartthrob of the late 1970s and early 1980s. Following his time on Happy Days, Baio continued his success in television with the hit sitcom Charles in Charge, 1984 to 1990, where he played a college student working as a live-in babysitter. He also took on dramatic roles in shows like Diagnosis, Murder, and guest starred in popular series, including Arrested Development. In addition to acting, Baio transitioned into directing and producing, working behind the scenes on several television projects, further proving his versatility in the entertainment industry. Beyond Hollywood, Baio has remained in the public eye, engaging with his fans and embracing his legacy from Happy Days. While his career has seen ups and downs, he continues to make appearances and stay connected to the entertainment world. As of 2025, at 65 years old, he remains an enduring figure in pop culture, fondly remembered for his contributions to one of television's most iconic eras. Ted McGinley, Roger Phillips. Born on May 30, 1958, Ted McGinley became a familiar face to Happy Days fans when he joined the show in 1980 as Roger Phillips, the Cunningham family's affable and good-natured nephew. A former basketball coach turned teacher, Roger brought a fresh energy to the later seasons of the show. McGinley, who started his career as a successful model, quickly adapted to acting thanks to his natural charm and screen presence. Though Happy Days was his major television breakthrough, it was only the beginning of a long and steady career. Following Happy Days, McGinley cemented his status in Hollywood with a series of iconic roles. He played the wealthy and clueless playboy Ashley Covington Evans on The Love Boat and later became known for his portrayal of Jefferson Darcy, the vain but lovable husband on Married with Children, 1989 to 1997. His ability to bring humor to a variety of characters made him a favorite among audiences. He also had significant roles in Dynasty, Hope and Faith, and Sports Night, proving his versatility across different genres. Beyond television, McGinley found success in films such as Revenge of the Nerds, 1984, and Wayne's World 2, 1993. His reputation as a reliable character actor has kept him active in Hollywood for decades. As of 2025, at 67 years old, McGinley continues to act in both television and film, embracing his legacy while remaining a familiar and beloved presence in the entertainment industry. Marion Ross, Marion Cunningham. Born on October 25, 1928, Marion Ross became a television icon as Marion Cunningham, the warm, wise, and loving mother on Happy Days. She was 45 when the show premiered in 1974, bringing warmth and authenticity to the role that resonated with audiences worldwide. As the quintessential 1950s housewife, Ross portrayed a character who was both nurturing and quietly strong, balancing her husband Howard's traditional values while supporting her children, Richie and Joni. Her performance made Marion Cunningham one of the most beloved TV moms of all time. After Happy Days ended in 1984, Ross continued a prolific acting career. She appeared in numerous hit TV series, including The Love Boat, MacGyver, and Touched by an Angel. In later years, she gained a new generation of fans with roles in Gilmore Girls, That 70s Show, and as the voice of Grandma SquarePants in SpongeBob SquarePants. Her versatility and charm kept her a sought-after actress for decades. Although Ross has since retired from acting, her legacy in television remains significant. She has been honored for her contributions to entertainment and continues to be celebrated by fans and colleagues. As of 2025, at 97 years old, she remains an enduring figure in television history, beloved for her role as America's favorite TV mom. Tom Bosley, Howard Cunningham. Born on October 1, 1927, Tom Bosley became a beloved television icon through his role as Howard Cunningham on Happy Days. At 46, when the show premiered in 1974, Bosley brought warmth, humor, and sincerity to the role of Mr. C, the affable Milwaukee hardware store owner and devoted father to Richie and Joni. As the head of the Cunningham household, he embodied the quintessential TV dad, wise, understanding, and always ready with a comforting word or a gentle lesson. His chemistry with Marion Ross, who played his on-screen wife Marion, helped make the show a cultural touchstone of the 1970s and 80s. Before Happy Days, Bosley had already established himself as a talented actor, winning a Tony Award in 1960 for his performance as New York Mayor Fiorello LaGuardia in the Broadway musical Fiorello. His career extended far beyond his sitcom fame. After Happy Days ended in 1984, he continued his success with memorable roles in Murder, She Wrote, and The Father Dowling Mysteries, in which he played a crime-solving priest. His distinct voice was also featured in animated projects such as David the Gnome and commercials for Glad trash bags. Sadly, Tom Bosley passed away on October 19, 2010, at the age of 83 due to heart failure. His impact on television remains profound, with Happy Days reruns keeping his legacy alive. Generations of fans continue to remember him as one of the most cherished TV fathers, a role model both on and off screen. Erin Moran, Joni Cunningham. Erin Moran, born on October 18, 1960, became a household name as Joni Cunningham, the spunky and lovable younger sister of Richie on Happy Days. Joining the show at just 14 years old, she essentially grew up on screen, charming audiences with her wit, energy, and heartfelt performances. Her character's romance with Chachi Arcola, played by Scott Baio, became so popular that it led to the spin-off Joni Loves Chachi in 1982. Though the series was short-lived, her role remained an iconic part of Happy Days history. After Happy Days ended, Moran struggled to maintain her career momentum. She took on sporadic acting roles, appearing in shows such as The Love Boat and Murder, She Wrote, but never found the same level of success. Unfortunately, her later years were marked by financial difficulties and personal struggles, which overshadowed her early Hollywood stardom. Tragically, Erin Moran passed away on April 22, 2017, at the age of 56 due to complications from stage 4 cancer. Despite the challenges she faced, she remains fondly remembered as a beloved television icon. Her portrayal of Joni continues to bring joy to fans, ensuring her place in TV history. Anson Williams, Warren Potsy Weber. Anson Williams, born on September 25, 1949, became a fan favorite as Warren Potsy Weber on Happy Days. As Richie Cunningham's best friend and an aspiring musician, Potsy's goofy charm, innocence, and occasional naivety made him an endearing presence on the show. His musical performances added another layer to the. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today, we will be looking back at the cast of the classic film Pale Rider, 1985, and see how their lives have changed 40 years later. This film is not only a great Western, but also marked Clint Eastwood's impressive return to the genre. So what are the familiar faces of the film doing now? Let's find out. In 1985, already an icon of the cowboy film genre, Clint Eastwood continued to affirm his position with Pale Rider. In the film, he played the Preacher, a mysterious gunman who appeared to protect the wheat gold miners from the oppression of powerful forces. This character has the typical Eastwood style, quiet, cold but powerful, becoming one of the most memorable roles in his career. Clint Eastwood, May 31, 1930, is still an immortal monument of Hollywood. At the age of 95, 2025, although he has reduced the frequency of appearing in front of the camera, he has not stopped creating as a director. Recent works such as Cry Macho, 2021, prove that his talent has not faded over time. The film bears Eastwood's mark, both profound, emotional, and maintaining the